they'll make statement now, and Botman is a statement. Again, Man United fans will look at it and be like, "What's going on here? Why are they nailing their man? They could catch us at this rate." And it's a fair point. And your first signings set such a statement about what else is to follow, right? And that's why this early business is so important. And now Newcastle can probably go to, I don't know, Calvert-Lewin and say, okay, do you fancy it now? We've got Nick Pope in goal, and we've just signed Sven Botman, who was going to join the Italian champions, but actually decided to come to us instead. Do you fancy it now? It changes things, right? And
it certainly it does. It does. No, you're absolutely spot on, and I think that's the as you say, the key factor, because you look at Arsenal that we were talking about before the brilliant Newcastle news broke. But if they bring in Gabriel Jesus, and then they're talking to Rafinha and other players, it makes it a lot easier because there's other stars there, if that makes sense. Now, listen, Barcelona are the favourites. Their money situation is going to be sorted out in about 6-7 days' time. So it does feel like he's going to end up being in that position. But if you add more and more stars, it is a lot easier to attract other people. And I think that's with Man United. I almost feel like that's why Ten Hag's pushing for De Jong to be this first deal. Because if you can show we haven't got Champions League, yes, we look like we're in a mess, but we've got De Jong, that message to... I mean, Anthony looks like he's pushing for it, but that message to the likes of Anthony, the Pau Torres, these other players, it's interesting actually you mentioned that, because it looks like Pau Torres might end up being the option that Man United go back to, which, you told us 4 or 5 weeks ago, people in Villarreal expect that to kind of be the deal it were. But yeah, listen, it does matter what you do. And Newcastle have been a little bit slower than people anticipated, maybe. But as we say, we're only 2 weeks today into the window. That's Nick Pope, that's Sven Botman, on top of what they already bought in January. It's a really good start under life. Under life with their new owners. It definitely is.
Totally, yeah. And look, going back to what you're saying about Frankie there and like making a statement, the problem they've got is that Frankie de Jong's point of view on that is that he's tentative about being the first signing through the door, because who's following me? Like, what guarantees can you give me that Anthony and Eriksen are coming? That's he. I don't think he wants to be the first signing for Man United. I think he wants somebody else to go in there first so he can see what he's actually working with. He's going to be like, who's behind me? Is it Varane and Maguire? Are you signing somebody else? There's a lot of question marks there, because he needs to know that United are elevating their level next season, because all the teams around them are, and he's not going to want to be flagging like 7th in the Premier League.
No doubt about it. We've got some questions here for Dean. The first one goes back to the Richard Arnold thing. So they've got a question for Dean. If you are Richard Arnold and you have 10 to 20 fans that will turn up outside your family home and start making noise about United, what would you do? I think it's taken exception to you saying you shouldn't have spoke to him.
Yeah, and that's fine. What, as I said, he was in a very difficult situation. What I would have done personally is I said, right, everyone get your phone and put it on the table. I don't want this being recorded. It's pretty simple. Like, you can't risk that, because it looks, like...
No, I agree. Listen, I think there's nothing...
I don't think it's hard to take people's phones off them in a situation. You're saying, I'm giving you this privileged conversation with me. I do not want any of you filming it. We're going to a private location. I wouldn't have done it outside either. I'd have found somewhere else to do that. I'd have found a room. This is Richard Arnold, right? I'm sure he's got contacts, and like said, all right, get in this car. We're going to this place. We will sit in this room, or take it, all phones on the table right now. Like, whatever it is, you can't risk yourself getting filmed in that situation and this stage of life.
Do you know what I thought for me as well? Nothing that happened in that I was annoyed. I mean, everything he said about the Glazers, about the £1 billion, all of that was fine. The only bit I was like, mate, was the 200 million. It doesn't matter, because we've been hurt for years by Woodward's stupid comments of we can do things in the transfer market nobody else can. That comment for me, it was almost the catalyst of people saying, all right, we'll see about that, mate. But thanks for the comment there, Jeremy.